There has been over the last couple of years quite a lot of discussion about protecting children on the internet, which seems in a lot of cases to conflict with some pretty basic principles of privacy and freedom, whilst other suggestions are simply pointless. Most of this is about protecting children against porn, and in this video I want to concentrate on just one aspect of that, which is age verification on adult websites. At the pointless end of the ways to stop kids watching porn scale is the simple "Are you 18?" pop-up question before you enter a website. I don't think I really need to explain why this isn't a very convincing way to stop kids watching adult content. Another suggestion is to use mobile phone verification. As most kids have phones these days, it doesn't seem past the wit of man to work out that this isn't going to be much of a restriction at all. After that, things start to get murkier, and protecting children seems more and more about thought policing and having control over the populace. Credit cards are an old favourite, and this can be roughly translated as "let's kill free internet porn." I'm sure the crazy left, religious right and the porn industries can agree that free porn is bad. You should pay for porn, of course, and if that means somebody has to give their credit card details to some random company on the internet in order to have a wank, then so be it. No problem here at all. There's no possibility of these pop-up porn sites scamming credit cards, no problems with exploiting people who need an outlet for those pent-up hormones, no problems with having porno XXX appearing on your or your parents' credit card bill, and no issues here with governments deciding that we just don't like porn and banning the lot. The electoral roll has also been suggested as a means to verify age. That is, these dodgy websites have access to some sort of sanitised version of the electoral roll against which they check to see if you are registered to vote and are thus over 18. This would seem a stupid thing to use, as the opportunity for blackmail, if nothing else, seems quite horrendous. The worst suggestion that has been bandied around, unsurprisingly it comes via the EU, is that everybody should have an official government sanctioned ID for logging onto the internet. I'll let you ponder just how bad that could get. So, if you're secretly gay, like esoteric but legal types of pornography, have any sort of public profile, are part of a community which fundamentally objects to pornography, or just want to keep your personal life private, logging into an adult website that can be traced back to you directly by a nefarious individual or indeed by your local council worker seems to be such a profound restriction on your personal liberties that I can't even begin to express it. And what's worse, more than likely, if you live in the UK or indeed the EU, this is coming to you. As an aside, I totally agree that protecting your kids from the less savoury aspects of the internet is something that all parents have a responsibility to do. However, I simply don't agree that the cost of this should be the end of the freedom that the internet provides to people with fully formed faculties and bodies. There are products that you can buy which sanitise access to the internet. Schools tend to use these, for example. Some ISPs will filter your content for you if you ask them, and of course even operating systems have parental controls. So there's no excuse for parents not to limit their children's access to adult content. However, parents must have the motivation and knowledge to do so. It is parents that should be accountable for the safety of their kids using computers in their home, not the fucking government. Of course, kids get smart, and they can and will find ways around any restrictions. But I would argue, by the time they're able to work out how to do this, they probably have a healthy interest in sex already. You may prefer for them to learn about purple penguins at school, but once they hit puberty, there is no way you can stop them exploring what it means to be an adult. What makes these pending laws even more ridiculous is, of course, technology already exists to bypass any monitoring that the government choose to implement. In China, if you want unrestricted internet access, you get VPN. If you're a terrorist and want unrestricted internet access, you get VPN. And if you're into any other form of criminal activity and want unrestricted internet access, you get VPN. When governments catch on to this, then something other than VPN will crop up and the process starts again. Increasingly driving actual criminals into deeper parts of the web is the result, whilst criminalising the ordinary internet user who just has an itch they need to scratch. Given the current trend of restriction of activities on the internet, I can't suggest any course of action other than making your voice heard. I absolutely believe that in the face of almost universal opposition of politicians, media and tech companies during 2016, the internet, Twitter, YouTube, etc. were instrumental in allowing people to express their views and getting the Brexit result and the US election result that they wanted. We have to fight for freedom and we have to fight to protect our privacy online, without which, when faced with universal establishment opposition, we risk our liberty, livelihoods and even lives. Age verification is just a wheeze for governments and the establishment to gain control of your freedom using your children as a weapon against you.